Hi, my name is Frank Frank. I'm with EMA EDA, and I'm employed as the Ultra Librarian Product Architect. But this is not about work. What we're hoping to do with this series is show you some of the fun things that we do, and hopefully get some of you that watch this to join in and show us some of what you do. We're going to be playing with all kinds of different technology, and I'll be honest, I don't know all of the technology used. So there's some learning involved. What I hope to do is with each project give you enough information that you can duplicate what we did and build on it even further. So I'm hoping to learn from you guys as you proceed with some of these projects and go beyond what I've done. I'm hoping to see some of that. So that's a brief introduction. Let's get into our first project. So welcome back to Frank's Garage. In this segment, we tackle something that just had to be done. Gotta have a sign. And since I had a lot of tools that made signs, I've made signs for people for quite a while. A lot of different ways to do it. Most of them are well documented. I won't go into it. But I wanted to try something I had not done. And that was using some LED neon-like tubing. When I started looking into it, I found that they came in two sizes, basically. The tubing I was looking at that would look like this, like neon. It came in a 90 thousandths wide string, which you would use to decorate your hat or something with. Or it came in a much larger half-inch wide, much brighter LED. Unfortunately, in order to do some of the tight corners like what I have here and here, or to deal with crossing over in areas like this, I would have to scale this up so large to use a half-inch wide string that it would have been cost prohibitive. So what to do? Well, what I decided on, if you look closely, was to run two 10th inch or 90 thousandths inch strings right next to each other. I cut a groove in a piece of plywood so that I'd have a place to put it, and I cut holes that would allow me to go from one letter to the next without it being real obvious where that happens. I ended up with several lengths of this string, but it's thick enough that it looks like it's much wider. This is just a test with the battery operated controllers. I had about 6 of them. I just got the power supply in today that will allow me to run all 6 of them off one power supply and plug it into the wall. But that's a different wiring effort. I'm going to try and do that real clean. And you'll notice that what I'm doing here is I've got some super glue. I'm using a screwdriver to make sure that I get those strings down into the grooves that I've created, and I'm gluing them in. And as you saw when we looked at it, you can't tell that the super glue was used. It's pretty clean. It doesn't affect the wires as far as I could tell at all. However, I will tell you that if you're not careful, you will break a wire. And a broken wire means you got to pull all of it out and start over. So you notice what I just did. I'm starting a new string, but I pull it in from the back side. I wrap it around, and then I'm going to go through a hole. You see me threading it through a hole, and then I pull it up through a hole, and then start stringing. It was a real interesting project. I hope you got inspired a little bit. There were a lot of ways to do this. I'm sure there's an easier way than I did. So if you've got some tips for me, I'd love to hear them. If you've got some questions, I'll try and answer them. I look forward to talking to you all soon. Look forward to seeing you in the next segment.